It was February 23rd, 2018. Linda Rogers was recording herself getting ready for a cheerleading competition. Little did she know she'd be recording her final moments alive. Linda often made videos for her cheer competitions, sometimes sending encouraging messages to her teammates.
I would love to do some ponytail, straighten it, curl it.
She had a deep passion for the sports and had dreams of becoming a doctor. However, one fateful day, everything would change. In the neighborhood Linda lived in, there were numerous reports of gas leaks. The company responsible for fixing them, Atmos, failed to adequately resolve these issues. And ultimately, the danger would strike Linda's home. It was a normal morning in Dallas, Texas. Linda's parents were sleeping in bed when she started recording on her phone, documenting her getting ready for her cheer competition later that day. She spoke quietly so as to not wake her parents, and you could feel her excitement through the screen.
TA, National Cheerleaders Association, today. So I'm gonna start with hair, turn on my...
This would be cut short, as in the moments after, you would see a flash of light and a shower of sparks suddenly appear on screen. The video cuts to black. In that instant, a gas explosion would be caught on film, taking Linda's life. Her parents and siblings were also in the home. Luckily, they all survived with just injuries. An investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board determines that the explosion was caused by a natural gas leak from aging pipes, and that Atmos Energy was to blame. The family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Atmos Energy, which was later settled. Several days after the explosion, authorities would discover Linda's cell phone in the wreckage, containing her final video. Her family released the recording to the public to raise awareness and prevent any future tragedies. It's a reminder of the negligence the Atmos Energy Company had leading up to the event. It was around 10 a.m. on March 23, 2017, when Satora Bratova went live while she drove her car. This decision would prove to be a tragic mistake. VK is a Russian social media platform, with it being one of the most visited sites in the country. Satora thought it would be a great idea to go live to all her viewers. And at first, it was. She drove on a road, infrequently looking down at her phone. It wasn't until later in the stream when she started looking down at her phone for long moments at a time. As most of you know, it's a common rule to never be on your phone while driving, as it's even said looking at your phone is like driving blindfolded. This statement would be proved true, as moments later, Satora would lose control of the wheel and swerve in the other lane. The camera falls off the dash and you can hear tires screeching and loud bangs. A bus would crash into Satora's car, the livestream ending with the impact. Satora sadly did not survive, while the passengers on the bus escaped with only injuries. There isn't much documented info on the case other than the chilling video it left behind. The video is a message to never be distracted while driving, because in a single second you can lose control and end your life or someone else's. It was May 13th, 2025, when Mexican beauty influencer Valeria Marquez sat inside her salon in Zapopan, Mexico, preparing for another live stream on TikTok. Little did she know she'd be capturing her final moments alive. Valeria had built an online following through beauty tutorials, live streams, and her warm, outgoing personality. She often shared her daily life with her viewers, giving them a glimpse into her world. But behind the camera, she had fears about her safety. On this day, those fears would sadly become reality. As the livestream began, Valeria was seated at a table, a pink stuffed pig resting beside her. Her tone grew uneasy, and in a chilling moment, she was heard saying, "They're coming." In the background, she briefly confirmed her identity to someone speaking off camera. Words that would be the last ones she shared with her audience. Moments later, an individual reportedly arrived at the salon. Without warning, the situation turns violent, and Valeria was struck multiple times as the livestream continued to broadcast the chaos. The camera remains on until someone picked up her phone and ended the broadcast. Sadly, Valeria lost her life at the scene. The The Jalisco State Attorney General's office quickly classified the case as a suspected femicide, a legal term in Mexico reserved for gender-related killings. Despite ongoing efforts, the suspect remains at large. Valeria's passing is not an isolated case. It underscores the devastating reality of gender-based violence in Mexico. The country has one of the highest femicide rates in Latin America, with human rights groups warning that countless cases go unpunished. Her livestream, meant to connect with her audience, instead became a haunting reminder of her final words and her final moments recorded. On July 21st, 2017, Obdulia Sanchez would go live on Instagram, with her sister in the back seat, the livestream capturing what would become a tragedy. It was a regular day. 18-year-old Obdulia was picking up her 14-year-old sister, Jacqueline, and another 14-year-old friend from their home in Fresco, California. The three were driving towards Stockton for Jacqueline's confirmation ceremony, which was scheduled for the next day. The three listened to blaring music in the car as Obdulia started drinking behind the wheel, a choice she'd regret for the rest of her life. Obdulia starts the livestream shortly after drinking, filming herself and her passengers. During the livestream, she reportedly takes her hands off the steering wheel and looks at the camera. Her sister and her friend are not wearing seatbelts. Moments after, Obdulia would veer the car off the road and overcorrect, causing the vehicle to swerve, crash through a wire fence, and overturn into a field. Jacqueline was ejected from the car and tragically did not survive the crash. The other teens survived with injuries. In the shocking aftermath, Obdulia gets out of the car and starts recording her sister on the ground, saying, "I killed my sister, okay? I know I'm going to jail for life." The video cuts when she begins to call 911. Sanchez was convicted of gross vehicle manslaughter while intoxicated and child endangerment. She was sentenced to 6 years and 4 months in prison. Due to the time served and earned credits, Sanchez was released on parole in September 2019, after serving just 1 year and a half. However, within a month, she'd be arrested again in Stockton, after crashing a car while driving with a suspended license, leading police on a short chase. The other 14-year-old Manuela survived the crash but suffered injuries. In interviews following the crash, Manuela chose to focus on positive memories of her girlfriend Jacqueline, rather than the tragic nature of the incident. She told a local ABC affiliate that she blamed social media more than the driver for the events that unfolded. But to the media, it was clear who was at fault. Public reporting on her case appears to have been seized after November 2019, when she was due back in court. The outcome of the legal proceedings is not publicly documented in reliable sources. Given the date, the case has likely concluded, and she is no longer in police custody, although the livestream is clear evidence of the crime she committed. It was a beautiful evening in the Czech Republic when 22-year-old Nicole Barabasoba began live streaming with her friends on Facebook. She had no idea she was recording the final moments of her life. Nicole and her friends were returning to the town of Bílina. They were on a highway in Obrance, a nearby village, when Nicole began live streaming on Facebook. She filmed herself and her friends, who was driving, laughing and joking. The car traveling at very high speeds. Moments following, the car goes out of control, and her expression suddenly changes. The vehicle crashes into a barrier and flips over. The phone fell to the floor but continued to livestream the aftermath of the crash for several minutes. The stream recorded the sounds of the unfolding tragedy, including the car's wipers and the eventual arrival of first responders, who eventually turned off the stream. Nicole tragically passed at the scene, while her friends, the driver, survived with serious injuries. However, the ultimate fate of the driver, including any charges or sentencing, is not widely publicized and is not available. In the video, it seems clear that the crash was an unfortunate mistake. It just happens that Nicole was live streaming as the event unfolded. In the end, Nicole's story serves as a haunting reminder of how quickly life can change. What began as a carefree moment between two friends turned into an irreversible tragedy, broadcast in real time for the world to witness. This is one of my first videos on my channel, so please consider subscribing if you want more content like this. More videos coming soon.